You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 85 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, before we kick off the episode, please make sure you check us out on all the streaming platforms. Head over to our Instagram, which is SZN Podcast, or Twitter, SZN Pod. And there's a link in the bio of both of those social media platforms there. And that link takes you to all of our links, whether we're on, whether you prefer YouTube or audio is more your thing, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. So please, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a review, engage with us, man. Don't be shy, man. We don't bite. So yeah, how you been, bro? You good?
I'm good. What you say?
Yeah, man. Tired, but we're here, man. We're here. Fights happened over the weekend. There's always boxing to discuss. Let's get straight into it, man.
Let's do it.
I want to start with your guy, Triple G, or Lil G as you call him. Let's kick off straight into it with his fight. His fight was it Friday evening? It wasn't even a Saturday, was it? I swear it was on Friday. Saturday afternoon, because of the fact that I was in Japan, right? That must be. So I actually missed the fight. Like I missed because I thought it would be one of those, the late night Saturday/Sunday morning shows. So I actually ended up missing the fight. So I had to catch it on replay. But yeah, Triple G, held up, he put one of his belts on the line against Murata in Japan, who had one of his belts on the line in the middleweight division. And we've seen Triple G come away with a W. Whether or not it was convincing, we'll delve into, because I know you've got a few things to say, as always, when it comes to Triple G. But I will say this, though, bro. It was a very exciting fight. Very, very exciting fight. Action-packed. And I say it was exciting because of the fact that this was surprising to me. But straight from the off, from round one, Murata was game as hell. Brother, I didn't think he would be so game. When I say, not in the sense that I thought he would come to lose or look to lose, but this guy was trading, standing in the pocket and even walking down Triple G. Like he was on that. And I thought, rah. Obviously, I'm watching it thinking, I don't know if this is wise, but I appreciate the gameness of him and the fact that he was ready to risk it all, if you know what I mean. Obviously, I guess, in front of his hometown fans. I don't know if it's hometown, but obviously it's in Japan, so he's got big support. He's confident. Obviously, he's a champion as well. He has every right to be confident. So yeah, man, he started looking to, I guess, rip up the script because he would have been the heavy underdog. And yeah, I was just pleasantly surprised about how game he was, honestly, bro. It was almost like a breath of fresh air, almost, to see someone not be wild by the fact that it's Triple G in front of him. This is another man. That's how he approached it. This is a guy who bleeds just like me. I'm a champion. He's a champion. Let's get it. And from the first one, from round 1 to 4, he was looking to sit with Triple G in the pocket, trade with him, and he was catching Triple G as well. However, obviously Triple G, we know he's no slouch, and even though he's aging, I think he turned 40 just before the fight. So you're thinking, what would he look like? And obviously his last couple of fights hasn't looked the best necessarily. He was obviously still his usual Triple G style, I guess, and stalking his opponent, walking his opponent down, hitting him with the heavy bombs. And from the off, even though Murata was catching him, Triple G was also catching Murata back. And as always, Triple G's shots just had that more pop to them. You could see it visibly. So I'm there thinking, as it's going on, okay, Murata's being brave, but I don't think it's going to pay dividends for him because I think Triple G's going to break him down eventually. And obviously, we'll get there. But yeah, I want to ask you, the first couple of rounds or just how Murata started, how did you take it? How did you find it? Like, were you surprised that he went at Triple G like that? Or did you think that, is that what you expected from him?
I can't say whether I expected it or not. I think we've seen over the years what makes Triple G fight so exciting is that he does get hit, he does take punches, he does take shots, but the power stakes usually lie with him, and it's usually him breaking their will, beating them to a pulp. Yeah, this was a good fight, a great fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said, the first 4 rounds, I was surprised to see Murata backing him up at that point. Backing him up, walking him down, drawing the line in the sand and say, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's work."
Yeah.
I guess you can expect that with Japanese fighters. They usually do come to fight. They usually don't lay down. So yeah, that was impressive to see. And they were both landing good shots, trading good shots. Yeah, super excited. But once again, you could see the power stakes lied with Golovkin. I mean, he is a cheat code in the sense that this guy's a super chin, like an amazing.
I was waiting for you to mention. I was hoping, please mention the chin, because it's not just the power stakes that gets you. It's the fact that he doesn't get wobbled really.
And that drains you. That's draining. You can't be hitting someone and they're walking through your shots like you're hitting them with your best shots. You're landing clean. You're thinking, yeah,
bro.
And he does this overhand left, which always comes to the top of the score. He always throws it.
It's the sickest shot, you know. that's his signature shot. Yeah. And if you clock as well, he turns his hand into it as well. He turns his thumb into it. It's a deadly shot, you know.
The top of like people, you're usually trying to catch people's temples, their jaws.
Yeah.
Punch at the top of their heads.
Yeah.
And he's someone now, Golovkin. There's not many, like you're watching it, and I'm wincing as I'm watching it punch people.
He hits hard. You can hear it through your screen, bro. You can hear it through your speakers.
I'm sitting there rubbing my jaw saying, ouch. I'm feeling sorry for people. Like, obviously, I have my critique of Golovkin, but when he does fight, it's entertaining, and he can fight. He's a fighter. He's got power. He's got chin. And we saw it again. Like at the age of 40, which impressed me. At the age of 40, he still carries that power. He still has that chin, and he's still able to break his opponent down and go after them. I think from round 7 on, maybe from round 5, but from round 7, it was a foregone conclusion to me that Murata is just showing heart at this point.
Yeah,
he's just, I'm not going down. I'm not being beaten. I'm not folding. He was hurt.
Yeah,
most people would have done the Colin Kaepernick or Daniel Dubois.
Young knee.
They would have bent that knee.
Yeah.
But he was still standing. I was like, bro, take the knee, man. Do something.
Take the knee. Word to Jon Snow. Boy.
Yeah, so super respect to Murata for even just standing there for like the last, I think it got stopped to the 9th. So the last, from the 7th onwards, I thought, bro, so great fight. Enjoyed it. Yeah, it's there definitely was that air of inevitability for me, honestly. I'll probably say from as early as around 5, 6. It was just more of a case that, like I said, I really appreciate what Murata tried to do and what he was doing and being brave, because it made for really exciting fights, especially that first 4 rounds, back and forth action between both of them. Both of them catching each other with big bombs, showing tons of heart. But I'm just looking at just Triple G's walks through it as he always does. His expression on his face never changes as well. Like there's no tells and to say, is this guy hurt or whatnot? It's that same focused, blank expression. And he just keeps walking it down. And I was looking at the shots thinking, wow, these are heavy, heavy shots Murata's shipping. It's inevitable that this guy's going to break him down. Just the fact that he's a lot more powerful and he has a cheat code of a chin. And yeah, obviously that's what we saw. We saw as the rounds progressed, you saw the activity from Murata dwindled. The punch output was, started regressing, whilst Triple G's remained the same or even increased. So it was only a matter of time. And I can't remember if the referee jumped him, right? It wasn't the corner that pulled him out. No, as he went down the corner throwing the towel.
Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. Right thing to do, to be honest, because at that point, it was few and far between in terms of he tried to have a little rally every now and again, but that was more of a pure heart rally. It wasn't really doing much. It was the right thing to do, the humane thing to do for sure.
It was a weird time though, because I thought it was weird because he was getting beaten to a pulp and Golovkin almost looked like he gassed out. And then Murata had some weird rally. Like I was like, I thought you were about to collapse. And he had a rally. Yeah. But in that rally, he was obviously consuming energy, trying to fight back, and he was landing on Golovkin. Then Golovkin hit him with a shot, and he kind of like collapsed.
Yeah.
And even though he had like success right before that, maybe 1 or 2 shots that put him down.
Yeah.
The towel came in, and I was like, we could have seen the fight back, but I think that was like just the last stand from him. So
yeah,
no complaints for the stoppage.
At all.
It's just the timing of it was when Murata was having some good success actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Question to you, because obviously you're someone that's been, let's say, very vocal about Triple G in his career. Do you feel that if you compare him now or in this fight with Murata compared to the previous fights a couple of years back, and just the pattern that you're seeing with his fights recently, do you feel like Triple G is getting hit more than he used to? Or do you think he's always been the same amount that Murata was hitting with? It's always been how much he tends to get hit in fights, and there's nothing telling there. Because obviously there's a big debate on whether obviously he's 40 now, has he slowed down? Obviously 1 or 2 previous fights hasn't looked the best. Obviously one of them was meant to be ill apparently, and but we've said before, certain fighters have given him hell recently. He still won those fights obviously, but it's like, oh, you're getting touched. Is he getting touched a bit more than he used to, or not really in your opinion?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. But
yeah.
I think he just steps up the level of opposition, really.
Is that what you think? Okay. So you don't think it's more age, it's just you think it's just more better opposition.
It probably plays a factor against Serrameta. He was getting hit, but I, like we both said, I think that's because he didn't weigh Serrameta as much.
Yeah.
And that's probably the one low level opponent he's faced that he didn't really struggle. I was nitpicking, let me say that. Because I remember the zone lot were super gassed by the performance. I was like, no, I'm not for me.
Yeah. I remember you saying that. Yeah,
they were very gassed. They were like, he's back. They were hyping it. But for me, it's like he was still getting touched.
Yeah.
I remember Kell Brook, he was getting touched.
Yeah.
When he's up against good opponents, he gets touched. Danny Jacobs gets problems.
Yeah.
Ingo gave him problems.
Yeah.
So it's not something that is a glaring. Something that's Golovkin's getting hit way more. He's not fighting soup cans anymore. That's why he's fighting.
Okay. That's a fair point. Yeah, fair answer.
Yeah, and to me, he's still not like he's been badly hurt or badly rocked. I mean, they'll hit him to the body slightly, but I don't think he's. It's not to me that he's declined massively.
Yeah.
From I don't think it's a massive decline. Maybe he breathes a bit deeper now. You can see almost.
Yes, I was going to say, I don't think I think he's definitely slowed down, as you can see. And I can put that to age. Obviously, he's 40 now. And if you mentioned Derevchenko hurt him to the body, which you can visibly see, I guess. Even Murata did some good body work in there.
Yeah.
And that seemed to me, there was times when Murata would bang onto the body and you saw Golovkin take the deep breaths. And that seems to be what's, I guess, getting him now. As opposed to, obviously, opponents should probably forget trying to knock Golovkin out. It's never going to happen. Don't headhunt with him. Bang to the body maybe is where you can see a success. Because, like I said, him being, his chin is just like obviously miraculous, but you can hurt someone to the body if you're not hurting them to their head. So, yeah, man, I think that's probably the best way to fight him. Look to attack the body, slow him down in that sense, which Murata tried to do. Just unfortunately, he wasn't able to sustain it, obviously, and it's tough to sustain such a thing when you've got a guy still walking through you and hitting you with bombs. That's, like you said, it takes away from you physically and mentally. So, definitely the body work I did know was good, and that does seem to trouble Triple G a little bit, I guess. It's funny how you mentioned Golovkin being back and stuff. I guess this was a return of sorts because obviously we haven't seen him. Obviously, I think this fight was obviously meant to be back end of last year, and it's been moved around or whatever. 40 years old now, man. He's got 2 of the belts in the middleweight division. See, in our ideal world, obviously, I'll be saying, at Triple G, you're 40 now. Clearly, you're not going to move up. Let's get the rest of these, or try and get the rest of these belts. So, Charlo, you're next. Andre, you're next. Obviously, we know that's not going to happen. We know, obviously, that Andre looks to be campaigning now at super middleweight. Charlo, I don't know what Charlo's doing. BBC Island, I have no idea what they're on. And obviously, we already know the news that obviously Golovkin stated to fight Canelo for a 3rd time subject to how Canelo does against Dimitri Bivol. So yeah, that's not what we wanted, I guess, but it's what's going to happen. It's there now. It's written. It's going to happen. So that third Canelo fight, I look at it in the sense that, I see that performance from Triple G. Good performance. Obviously, did what he had to do. Stopped a guy, stopped the champion. But I feel like he's still food for Canelo, man. I'm very confident about that. Not to par him off. This is not me like cussing him out with. I just feel like Canelo's elevated his game to another level since that second fight. And he's that far ahead of him now, where I feel like Canelo, I don't want to say wipes the floor with him. I don't want to go that far, but yeah, I think it makes it look easier than the second fight, for example, or the first fight. That's probably my take on it. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that one? The Canelo Triple G matchup that's meant to happen.
You know what? I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good fight. I can't lie.
I think it'll be a good fight, but I just think it'll be a clear win for Canelo. I think even clearer than the first two fights that were controversial.
I think this is going to be Golovkin's biggest fight today, and he knows that. He has to come in the best he can. Obviously, Canelo's no slouch. He's improved. His head movement will be 100 times better than Murata's. So that jab from Golovkin still looked great to me. In that fight, looked fantastic. But yeah, it's just so hard to beat Canelo, even if you are at your best. It's just so hard. Like, I guess Golovkin's going to knock him out, which I don't think he is. Then he's not going to win. It's just like that. But I think it'll be a great fight. I think it's going to be a great trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those ones saying Golovkin's washed because he's still winning and he still looks scary. I still wouldn't want to fight him. Like, if I was one of these fighters, I would have won it. But yeah, Canelo's been active, been improving. So it's yeah, I guess you have to lean towards Canelo naturally. But yeah, it'll be a great fight. I think
makes
Golovkin,
sense, but yeah.
Maybe he might try to do something. Actually, let me not even make suggestions. But yeah, big fight for him.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there, innit? But yeah, I mean that fight would do numbers anyway. Regardless, it's still even though Golovkin, he might not have the same hype as he did back then, he's still a huge draw, and he's still, I guess, a megastar in that sense. So yeah,
and Canelo,
yeah, Canelo is just elevated, man. It is what it is. But yeah, congrats to him. Good performance, or good fight. I really did enjoy the fight. So and he did what he had to do. Now he's got 2 of the belts again at 40. So that has to be commended. It really does. Cool. Sticking with the zone, since we're already on the zone, we might as well carry on with the other DAZN fight that went down on the weekend. Another return, I guess, the return of Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tagoe. Another good fight, to be honest. This fight was hilarious to me because Tagoe was killing me all fight, bro. He was killing me all fight, yeah. From the first round, this guy was on the joke team. But every single time this guy got touched with anything meaningful, this guy will smile, laugh, stick his tongue out. Nah, man, he was a joker in there, man. I kept saying to myself, stop doing this. You're getting pieced up. Why are you smiling? he keeps catching you with big shots, and you're there smiling instead of you to retaliate or do something back. And yeah, man. What do you think of this one, man? I think Ryan Garcia looked good. I think before this fight, a lot of people, I saw some suggestions that Tagoe could give him hell. Tagoe is a tricky opponent. He's got something for him. I think Garcia handled him calmly. I'll be honest. From round 1 to round 12, yeah, it almost felt as if Tagoe was on survival mode.
Yep.
It seemed like he didn't come to want to win. I feel like he got hit with a big shot early doors, which he did. Felt Garcia's power, and he thought, "Ooh, I don't want no more of this. I'm going to look to be on my bike for the rest of the fight." He didn't really look to engage. He did offer a couple counter shots here or there from time to time. Usually when he was pressed and his back was against the ropes, and he had to sort of fight or flight sort of thing. But really and truly, Tagoe did not look to win that fight at all. After he got touched by one of Garcia's bombs. And it was a case of Garcia walking this guy down all fight, catching him with big shots and, trying to, I guess, seal the deal and close the show, which he wasn't able to. But it was a comfortable night's work for me. He was able to hurt this guy a couple of times, noticeably too. Obviously, dropped him in the third round, I think it was. Second, thank you. Yeah. Dropped him in the second round. Again, Tagoe was killing me because he was there protesting like it was a push. You see the replay, it was the clearest punch ever. clearest punch. I don't know how he was saying it. You don't know how he was trying to protest it was a push. And yeah, man, like I said, the rest of the fight, man, he was on survival mode. He did not come to win. Yeah. I'm not trying to be harsh, but that was literally what I saw, bro. So yeah, keep it a buck. What do you think of that one and Garcia's performance?
Yeah, I agree with you. Tagoe was killing me, man. I was laughing. Like, anytime Ryan Garcia engaged, my man would panic, he duck, he tried to clinch. Right, yeah, he was, and then he'd be smiling as well.
Smiling was killing me.
Was it last episode or recently? Maybe we were chatting. I said I rate Ryan Garcia still. Like people give him a my kid can books. Like he's cold. Like I was saying to you when we're talking about that division, I still keep his name in his mix, and there's someone I don't put in the mix, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Like there's names I put in the hat. And he's one of them still. And he looks good. I think I reckon for being a bit of a goofy. But he's got a few new tats now, so he's looking a bit stern.
Yeah. Yo, this guy came back full tatted, you know.
I'm like, something different.
This guy said he said the streets ain't taking me seriously enough, man. Make my look a bit harder, a bit sterner. You get me? This guy's coming with a full chest tat, and bruh.
Like he's done like he's been in jail for the
like he's done a bid.
Done a bit of a stretch and came back all tatted. And came back aggressive, super aggressive. He was walking him down. Didn't rate Tagoe one bit, but I guess Tagoe was so negative almost that from the get-go that I was like, I'm just gonna stalk this guy and try and hurt him. I would have liked to see the jab a bit more. I think the one time where he threw it out, he hurt him in like the 8th round, maybe wobbled him badly, and that was set.
It was the 7th. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And
Tagoe was once again panic mode.
You see the way my man grabbed him and didn't let go. Yo.
Yeah, I think Garcia, if he tried to use a few more tools, maybe using the jab, throwing the uppercut a bit more to try and sneak that in, because Tagoe was seeing a lot of these shots coming.
Yeah.
So he needed to disguise it with a jab or maybe sneaking an uppercut in there. He was just trying to land big rights, really, big rights, big lefts, and Tagoe could see most of them coming, even when they were landing. So it's usually the shots you don't see that hurt you the most or put you down.
Yeah.
So a bit more disguise on them shots. But it's his first fight with Joe Newsom, so working on some stuff. But Garcia looks good, man. I always worry about his chin because he keeps defending enough for me. And he got caught a few times. But a lot of people saying bad performance or have their opinions. He divides opinions, doesn't he? But I thought it was a good performance.
I think it was a good performance. And Tagoe actually caught him flush with a couple of good counter shots, like flush hard ones. And he took it well. But watching that fight, I think you can see that fight's a good example, I think, you can see as to why Garcia has such a fanfare about him. And a lot of people sort of rave about him as someone that could potentially be next up and the one to take over the division. Because once again, you saw it, bro. Not only is this guy massive at the weight, Tagoe is listed to be 2 inches shorter than my man, but it looks like 4 or 5 inches. He looks huge compared to my guy. But yeah, so he's got the size, he's got the hand speed, he's quick, and he's got power. I think I think this is the first time he's gone 12, you know? I swear he's knocked out all his other opponents before. I'm pretty sure this is the first time he's gone 12. Or
maybe one other.
Actually, maybe one other fight, but actually that wasn't a 12 round, that might have been like a 10 round or a 6 round or whatever. But he's knocked out a lot of his opponents. I do know that. So he's got high knockout ratios. So he's got power. You can see he was hurting Tagoe. He wasn't able to put together the final combination. As you mentioned, like you said, maybe his work was a bit too telegraphed. Tagoe was able to duck and slip and clinch quite easy. So obviously once he works out the kinks of that, we can obviously see him finishing opponents like Tagoe, slippery guys who aren't looking to really engage too much and be on their bike. But yeah, I thought it was a good performance as well. No complaints here. I'm just happy to see him back. I think for me, what I want to see from Garcia is activity. Obviously, yeah, he's had injuries in the past and mental health issues, etc. And you can see now the division doesn't stop for no one, in a sense where we've now got Teofimo, not Teofimo, we've got Devin Haney and George Kambosos, who are, putting all the marbles up for grabs. So yeah, hopefully we get to see him in the mix more, basically. More activity from him. I want to see him, maybe one more fight, 2 at max. But then I want to see you challenging, the likes of Devin Haney or George Kambosos, whoever wins that fight. I don't know for Tank. If Tank's around, Tank too. To be honest, Tank's a free agent now, maybe, potentially, after this last fight with Rolly. So maybe that can be made easier. Who knows? But yeah, man, stay in the mix, stay active, and let's see something. That's what I would say.
Agreed. Yeah, good to have him back.
Yeah, absolutely. And his post-fight interview wasn't as corny as previous ones.
I looked off. I didn't wait to listen.
You're rude. You're rude. I think he's growing up a little bit. I think the tats have added some maturity to him. You get me?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Let's move on to, I guess, the last card that we want to touch upon. PBC card. This was the fight card I said I was probably most excited for last episode. You fancy starting with the undercard? Tony Harrison versus... Right. Yeah, we'll start with the undercard. Tony, just quickly touch upon it. Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. We've seen Tony Harrison return to winning ways. He had obviously last two fights. Obviously, last two fights was the loss to Jamel Charlo in the rematch. Yeah, and then he had a draw with that Brian Perella, I think his name is. Disappointing draw. It was a fight he was expected to win. Funny enough, Perella was on an undercard as well for this card, and he drew again. But anyways, but yeah, good to see Tony Harrison win. And it was a very convincing win, in my opinion, bro. Garcia is quite highly touted, tough opponent who's also coming off a loss, but he's well respected in the division and someone that's considered, a tricky fighter. Garcia, Harrison handled this guy, bro. From it was a 10 rounder, from round 1 to 10. He gave a boxing lesson to this guy, man. He basically fought this fight how we should have fought Jamel in the second fight. In terms of he was, boxing the back foot, using the jab so well, educated jab, countering, and also forcing the occasion when he could be forced, picking his shots really well, excellent footwork, head movement, all of that. It was a real good boxing performance from Tony Harrison. And to me, that's when Tony Harrison's at its best. Because we saw in that second Charlo fight, we saw a more aggressive Harrison in that sense, where he was looking to walk down Charlo at times and force the issue. And he can do it, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's always best when he's on his boxing team, basically, in my opinion. And that's what he got back to against Sergio Garcia. And it paid, it gave him the award with the W. So, yeah, man, good performance from Tony Harrison, man. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, I think in the last Charlo fight, I think once he got put down is when we saw him turn up the aggressiveness, because he felt like, now I have to go dominate this fight almost. And yeah, it kind of led to, he was boxing well, to be honest. He was doing it well, but yeah, he got caught.
Yeah.
Charlo, once again, we talk about power stakes. He's got it in abundance. I think Harrison's a great fighter, man. There's no fight he's been losing. The fights he lost, he was winning up until the KO.
Yep.
Every fight he's Willie
Nelson, and yeah, Charlo. Yep.
Charlo, he was at the point of the stoppages. He was up to me. He's always been winning. He's hard to beat, lose rounds against. He's hard to win rounds against because he's so clean. His counter punching is beautiful. Someone who can counter off the ropes is a skill that is very difficult.
Yeah.
Not many people can counter and fight off the ropes and slip your shots, pick their shots. and make you miss while they're on the ropes. And he's cold at it. And his jab is good. He can box. He can move. He can be slick on the inside. It's just that he doesn't have power like that to really stop you or hurt you. He's a slick boxer who can counter punch and he can box and move. And yeah, he was a big underdog in this fight for some reason.
Really? I didn't even check the odds and whatnot. See what big underdog you say? Fair.
Yeah, Garcia was favourite.
Yeah, fair. Garcia, like I said, Garcia is highly touted. Someone that could potentially make waves in it. So fair enough. Yeah.
And given their last performances, maybe.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
So I was a bit surprised because, well, it's all, yeah. If you do bet on boxing, it's usually trying to work out the odds better than the booking, as opposed to who's going to win and such. It's like, ooh, they might have slipped up here. So that's one I thought they slipped up on. But yeah, great performance, and it's good to have him back as well. Let's discount the last performance. Obviously, he went through family issues there. His dad passing, but he looks like he's back. And I want to see him in the mix again.
100%. Definitely want to see him in the mix again. And it's definitely a performance that announced him as someone that isn't gone from that 154-pound division. He's still a fixture. Bro, you know what I want, innit? I've said it before. Said it last pod. I just want the the rubber match between him and Charlo. Subject to obviously what happens with Charlo and Castaño. We're about to talk about the main event now because obviously, there's a bit of a cue, Tony, because obviously the main event was Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora, and this was actually basically it was pretty much a world title eliminator for one of the belts that Charlo has. Man. I think I said on the pod last week that I favor Lubin in this one. It didn't turn out that way, but this was we're talking about good. All the fights this weekend have been really good, and this is another one that was a barnstormer, bro. This was a war, absolute war from start to finish. We've seen Fundora come away with a W, 9th round stoppage of Lubin, or Lubin's team threw in Vital, I think. But nah, man, this fight here, sick, quality fight. Fundora, man, he is so weird because like this is a guy that's 6'5", 6'6". Yeah, that's a pressure fighter and loves to fight on the inside. It doesn't make sense. He refuses to fight at range. Every single time it's close quarters, throwing 80 punches per round in close. It's crazy. And he carries power. We can see that. Doesn't seem like he gets leverage off his punch. He shouldn't be able to get leverage off his punches from such a close quarters. But he does. You see, he's bopping heads back. He's breaking noses. He might be a bit of a matchup problem, bro.
Mad. Crazy. When you see someone that tall, what did you say, 6'5"?
6'5.5", apparently.
He looks just huge in that ring,
just
man.
Gangly.
He looks huge. And he got power as well, like you say. It was a great fight. Great fight. Great fight for a main event. But Lubin fought. They both fought their ass off, man.
Lubin fought his ass off as well. And I think for me, obviously, Fundora's dropped Lubin in the second round.
Yeah.
Lubin has, I'll say it, bro. I think Lubin's dropped my man in the seventh. He's dropped Fundora in the 7th round. I was so gassed because Lubin was getting battered that round. And the last 1 minute or something, the last 20 seconds, he found something out of nowhere and put together a crazy combination that's dropped Fundora. Fundora claims he took a knee for tactical reasons, but you could see he was hurting it. So, I was hella gassed.
He looked like maybe he did. Well, I was looking at it when he got up, and he looked like
he was definitely hurt. He was definitely hurt, but yeah.
But like, him saying that he took a knee. He
said it straight away to this trainer. He was like, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I took me for tactical reasons." That's what he said.
I saw him towards his corner. I was like, "Okay, maybe." But if he didn't do that, I wouldn't have fought it.
Yeah. But no. I think for me, it was. I think the keys for Lubin to win was there, but he kept ignoring what his trainer Kevin Cunningham was telling him. It was simple for Lubin, man. Don't stay in the pocket and trade this with this guy. You're probably a better boxer than him. Stick to boxing. Punch move, circle round, step to your right or whatever, so you don't have to be in range of his shots. And I was getting a bit frustrated because Lubin just kept sitting there. Like each time the corner was telling him the right things to do. Don't be in the pocket with him, move around, etc. Use your footwork. But Lubin was just staying there and was happy to oblige into having an inside war with a guy that clearly excels in this kind of thing. Because obviously I feel like Fundora's got one pace. Straight ahead, get in close, bang, bang away. I feel like Lubin has more to his game in terms of he can probably do that, but he can also do the boxing, outside boxing. So I just thought personally it was mad for him to stay in the pocket for so long, and he really should have looked to use his footwork and his outside game a bit more. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the time of the stoppage, he was winning, right? Lubin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was ahead on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, I think the towel coming in was the right thing. His face was mash up. You want to protect your fighter. It's a great fight, and I'll see it again. Obviously Fundora is moving on to bigger and better. But in the future, it's one I'll see again. I think Tony Harrison said Lubin should think about retiring.
That's deep. That's deep. He's only lost twice.
Yeah, at the highest level.
Yeah, like God, that's deep. I wouldn't say that, but I will say this: he needs to take his recovery seriously because his face was messed up, and I reckon this was them type of fights that really take a lot out of a fighter. I think this is one of those ones. Like he needs to rest up, man, because this was a brutal one. You saw his face afterwards; it was a mess.
Yeah, I think he had an arm injury as well, or something as well. I'm glad he's in good spirits. He's fine. The day after, his team was chilling. Yeah, so that's always positive to hear. But he's still young. On another day, he could have won that fight with a different game plan, different tactic. He could have won. So he's not finished by any means. He can come back. He can have a fight. He will beat a lot of these other guys at 154. So it's nothing long. He can still hang about. I'd like to see it again. Great fight, and that's the Fundora monster. Yeah, like you say.
What do you make of Fundora? His chances and what at this division?
He's good. He's very good. But his style, like you know me, when a tall fighter fights like that, it always hurts me a bit. Like, come on. And to be fair, he can move. And he gets hit. That's the thing with that style. Come forward, pressure fighting style. He doesn't really care for head movement. It's him trying to just overwhelm you. Yeah. And I feel like someone that's a decent boxer, obviously, who can bang, i.e. a Jamal Charlo, for example, could get to him. But so far, his chin's held up very well, as you can see. Well, apart from that time, obviously, he took a knee, but yeah. I mean, there's a lot of target there for someone who wants to stand in the pocket with you. That body can get down. It can get chopped down by someone who can hit. Yeah. But it's super entertaining. I mean, what can I say? I'll enjoy the fight. It will give anyone a problem. I think Mel could. Him and Mel will be a great fight. What am I saying? It'll be a great fight. But once again,
imagine if Castaño wins, because imagine how that looks in the ring. Because my man's 6'5.5", Castaño's 5'7". That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. But how tall was he was a 6'5" anyway. So Brazilian Teixeira, he's tall as well. How tall was he?
What Teixeira? In 154.
Yeah.
Do you mean Rosario? The one that beat J-Rock?
The one that Castaño beat the last fight. How tall is he?
The one that beat J-Rock. He's about 6'2", I think, 6'3", maybe. Let me check. Hang on a second.
I think it's Patrick. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, Teixeira, the Brazil. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about him. He's only 5'11". He's only 6 foot.
See, that's crazy.
It's because he looks small. Because Castaño is tiny. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But he's small. He's used to fighting anyone taller than 6'5". You don't find that every day.
That's such a for a light middle 154 pounder, that height is insane. That's unheard of. 6'5", bruh.
Yeah, heavyweight.
that's a heavyweight kind of. But obviously, you can see this guy's not. He looks like a twig in there. I can't lie. Very tall and lanky and gangly. Not much muscle to him, but boy, we can see he can bang. He's got an engine as well. So definitely a matchup problem in the future. I look forward to seeing how far he goes. And you can tell this guy's gonna be just an exciting fight all the time, based off the style he is and how he likes to fight. It's always gonna be exciting. It's always gonna be come forward. Yeah, he's still young though. We don't need to rush him, but he's definitely sort of earmarked himself for a shot, obviously, at the winner of Charlo and Castaño. That's in May as well, isn't it? Charlo Castaño.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we move on, did you peep the little back and forth between Harrison and Luis Arias in the press conference?
Clip of that. I was meaning to watch the full press conference because Harrison hopped off the stage and tried.
Right. You see one thing about Tony Harrison, he ain't gonna take disrespect. we saw with obviously the press conferences with Charlo those two times, how he's ready to run his mouth and he's about the action as well. I don't know. I don't really know what the history is between him and Arias. I just know that Arias is a big loud mouth who talks a lot and doesn't necessarily let his performance back up his words. But I don't know. It seems like he's trying to talk himself into another fight with another boxer. I have no idea in it, but totally.
Shout out Harrison because he went pump fake. He really
and he swung. He swung for him, and then he hopped back on. He said, "You're lucky I missed." So shout out to man. He's about it, man. That's why I like Tony Harrison. He's a good boxer and he's a good talker as well when he wants to be. But yeah, that's it for the weekend's action. Let's quickly do our usual previews for this upcoming week because we've got two good fights. We'll start off at home. Conor Benn versus Chris Van Heerden. I feel like we've previewed the same fight for Conor Benn last 4 times, I swear.
Yeah,
it's the same preview. He's against an ex-PBC brother who is probably going to mash up or expect he's going to dominate, and he's going to call out, guess who? Kell Brook, Sean Porter's gone now, so you can't call him out. The other guys as well. He's going to call out, the champions of Kell Brook and Amir Khan for a fight. And he might mention Chris Eubank's name now that he's in the mix. Apparently, now he's flirting with welterweight. Apparently, he's going to say these a bunch of names. Now, be it really. I have the same expectations. I expect Conor Benn to wash Van Heerden. Van Heerden isn't rubbish. I don't think Van Heerden's fought since the draw with Boots. Well, no, it wasn't a draw. It was a no contest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He hasn't fought since then. So 2-year layoff.
1 round. That was.
Yeah, it was over in like 1 round. Decent fighter, Van Heerden. He's not rubbish, but I feel like Ben is operating at a high level. He should show that he's operating at a high level. If obviously Ben feels like he should be fighting not champions, but basically almost the champions or sort of almost close to that level, prove it against Van Heerden basically, and I expect him to be honest. I like Conor Benn, like I said before. I like where he's going. I don't think he's at the level of the Bootses yet, but he's getting there. Huh?
Yeah.
You're rude. You're getting there. Hey, I can't say he's not getting there because he has shown it. Like we said before, Brennan's probably one of the most improved fighters out there. We remember where he was when he first started. We looked like and how he's getting better each time, innit? So I'm not going to say he can't achieve levels of Boots and Virgil Ortiz's. He might well do, but I can definitely say that he's not there. He's not there at the moment, 100%. But yeah, I expect a comprehensive W for Conor Benn. And if Chris Van Heerden makes him struggle, boy, now he knows that maybe he's not at the level he thinks he is. But we'll see. What about you? No, much thoughts? Anything to add on that one?
Not much thoughts. To me, this is just like an experience fight again.
Yeah,
it's chilling at a level.
Yeah.
You're learning things, you're trying things, whatever you're doing, do it. I'm not against fights like this. I'm not. I think it's good for him. It'll hold him in good stead. But not much to say. He should win.
Yeah.
Like that, he should win, and then get active again.
Yeah.
Just stay active. If you're having these fights, have them and stay active and keep improving as each fight goes on. And even if he doesn't look good, it's Van Heerden. It's not going to be a detriment. He'll learn from any mistakes from it and improve as a result, I hope. So, yeah, not much to say. Like you say, we previewed the same fight four times.
Four times, bro. It's always a PBC fighter as well. He keeps fighting all these ex-PBC guys, man. It's hilarious. Cool. Let's move swiftly on then to the real talking point for this coming week. Spence versus Ugas. Another very good fight. PBC going back to back on us with good fights. Yeah, man, this is for three of the belts to be on the line, three of the welterweight division belts. Spence, we know, has got two of them. Ugas has got one of them. And the last one is with Terence Crawford. So, as you said before, we do love a unification. It's not the unification that we wanted to see in the 147-pound division, but it's still a damn good fight. I think listeners, you probably know how we both feel about Errol Spence. And we both rate Ugas as well. We've said it before. We both highly rate Ugas in this pod. I think my question to you is, bro, can Ugas do it?
He certainly can.
Okay.
Certainly can. He's up the apple cart before. He's wrongfully given the wrong result before.
Yeah.
And I think the main question is, how's that eye going to hold up for Spence?
And how is Spence?
Yeah.
It's funny because I thought we always question how is Spence. But to be fair,
it's just something always happens, though. Something always happens.
It's true. And to be fair to him, last time we questioned it after he came back after that horrible car crash, which he miraculously survived and recovered from. Don't forget, the performance after that was the Danny Garcia fight, I think it was. And he looked incredible. Like he'd never been away. Like he looked super sharp. Like it was crazy. So I almost feel like we keep questioning this guy. How's he going to look? How's he looking? He's probably going to pull off another wonderful performance. But I don't know. I don't want to have to keep asking this. I need stuff to stop happening to Errol Spence, basically.
Yeah.
That's basically because I don't want to have to go into every Errol Spence fight thinking, is he healthy? Is he okay? You know how we mentioned how he sounds really slow now, in terms of his speech and stuff. Like he sounds almost half asleep. Like is he doing okay? Is his mental okay, etc. I don't want to have those questions, honestly. But obviously, naturally, I've always said I feel like Spence is the best at 147 pounds. He just needs the opportunity to show it and obviously fight the guys and beat all the guys and get all the belts if he can. This is a very tough fight for him. Honestly, I think he'll probably be the big favorite, as expected. But Ugas is someone you really can't take lightly. Ugas is a good boxer. He's a good boxer puncher, to be honest. Obviously, he's got that Cuban education, so you know he's a superb boxer. But he's got pop to his punches. I feel like his knockout ratio kind of doesn't tell the full story. You can see he's got pop to his punches and he hurts his opponents. So yeah, man, it's a very good fight on paper, and I think it's going to be a good fight when played out as well live. I obviously I still favor Spence, of course, man. I just can't look past him. I'm like I said, I'm going to assume that Spence is healthy and he's good. And the healthy Spence, it's too many strings to his bow, shall I say. If he wants to box you, he can box you. If he wants to walk you down and be the power guy, he can do that as well. He's a big guy as well. Obviously, we know he's very big at the weight. He's powerful, strong, good engine. Yeah, man. I highly rate Spence, man. I can't see past Spence win.
Yeah,
I really can't.
I'll side with Spence as well. I think Spence will win. And the scary thing is, even if Spence ain't 100%, even if his eye does go, that doesn't mean you guys is gonna win, you know?
Yeah.
He will give you guys hell.
Yeah.
with one arm. This guy's we see how aggressive he was against Untitled Garcia. He hunted him. He came to fight. And
that performance is unreal, man. Honestly,
relentless. And I feel like Ugas could be in for the same treatment, you know?
Yeah.
That Spence will be on top of him, imposing himself, relentless.
What I like about Ugas, I've always liked about him is he doesn't let. I'm trying to think the best way to put it. He doesn't let his opponent. You know how from fighters you get touched. Ugas looks to retaliate straight away, almost. He doesn't let the opponent. He doesn't let the opponent have the final word. He will always look to have the final word and stuff. And I don't think this is what I think. I don't think it's going to be a washing. I said this against Daniel Garcia, and it kind of was a washing. Spence kind of washed out Daniel Garcia, but I don't think he's going to wash Ugas in that sense. I think Ugas is going to look to retaliate when he can, in his usual way of, if you touch me, I'm looking to touch you back. I just feel like though the power Spence carries is going to be different to say the power that Pacquiao carries, and I almost feel like Spence might stop him. You know, I've got a feeling that Spence can stop this guy. I've got a feeling that Spence can stop him. Late stoppage. I think I'll go for.
Statement.
Sorry,
That'll be a big statement.
Of course, it'll be a big statement. But Spence is capable. We know he's capable of big statements. The Brook win was a big statement, I guess, in itself. So, yeah, we know he's very capable, Spence, man.
To be fair, him taking this fight is a statement in itself.
Yeah.
Like, no tune-up. Obviously, he's off the back of a surgery. Like, Danny Garcia was his last fight.
Yep. And that was the back of a devastating car crash. Like, Spence does this no tune-up thing. He just goes for it. So, he clearly believes something.
Fair play to him, man. This is already a fact that he's not taking a tune-up or warm-up fight straight into a unification.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be a really high-quality welterweight fight. We'll see a lot of people be watching with interest. See people are coming for Spence. See Boots is local, as we know now. Who knows what's going to happen with Crawford? Am I right into thinking that Crawford's no longer top rank? Yeah, yep. I think the strong rumors are showing that apparently he might sign with Al Heyman. A few fights deal or whatever. And if that happens, obviously, then we know that the roadmap to Spence Crawford is there. Obviously, Spence is going to make sure he does a job against Ugas first. We've got to see. I'm expecting a good performance from both guys. But I just feel like Spence, in the end, will get to Ugas and take him out. I'm going for late stoppage on this one, but Spence win overall for sure. If Ugas wins, this is what were we saying? One of the upsets. I feel like we always say this. This is a potential upset of the year if Ugas wins.
I wouldn't say so.
You don't think so?
No, he's a champion. He beat Pacquiao. He should have probably beaten Porter. So I think his record or his reputation is a bit lower than it should be. He's a credible champion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say upset of the year because...
No, upset of the year, but I mean... I know that Spence will be a huge favorite though, because he's seen as the big fish in the division. He is the big fish, I would say, in the division. Maybe not one of the upsets of the year, but I think a major upset, major upset.
Yeah. It's not like Undertaker WrestleMania upset.
Fair. Yeah, man, I look forward to it. We'll see how it pans out. I look forward to reviewing it next week. Man. Anything else you want to add, or should we leave it there?
I wanted to shout out two performances though. We didn't preview them last week, but obviously,
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
your boy Gabe Rosado fought recently against Sugar Shane Mosley's son.
He did.
Yeah, and he got his head boxed off by Shane Junior. Never really paid attention to Junior's career really because he's got a few losses on his record. Yeah. But I saw them at the weigh and I was like, oh, is this fight happening?
Yeah.
And when the fight went down, Shane Mosley Jr. boxed beautifully. He fought for any of Gabe Rosado's old tactics of trying to draw people into fight or trying to catch them with bigger. He just boxed his head off, pieced him up, wobbled him a few times. It's looking like Gabe Rosado might have to pack it in after that.
Yeah, man. He might have to still.
Yeah.
No, for credit to Shane Mosley Jr. To be honest, I didn't think he could box like that. I can't lie. I didn't see that one coming. Honestly, I went into that thinking that Rosato's a boxer here, not Shane Mosley Jr.
He was boxing him, and Gabe Rosado was trying to goad him into a fight. He's like, he was telling nah.
Yeah,
he's boxing him, focus on the jab, then doing good work on the inside as well. Combination punching. I was like, yo. Obviously, my man's not even a youngster. He's been around, so yeah. And I wanted to shout out a bit of women's boxing. Michaela Mayer done her thing in a unification against Jennifer Han. That was a good fight as well. She banged her up, and obviously we want to see more unifications in the women's division as well. And they're doing their thing. They're going to make it happen.
I was going to say, there's no hope in there. It's going to happen. Trust me.
Yeah. She said she's happy to go up and fight the winner of Katie Taylor and Serrano.
Yep.
Rather than waiting around. She's nuts to me. But yeah, she's doing her thing. Obviously, Alicia Baumgartner's got a fight coming up.
Yeah, she's on the Colin Benn card.
Oh,
yeah. So the man will tune into that one.
Yeah, the shout out them two performances. Sugar Shane Mosley's son.
Speaking of sons, quickly actually, Tim's due one as well. His American debut.
Yeah.
Against, I think he was on the PBC undercard against Terrell Garcia. Good performance again. Beat his guy up. So yeah, man, these juniors and these sons seems to be trying to keep the family legacy alive, which is good to see. But yeah, man, let's leave it there. Episode 85 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
Make sure you check us out on all the streaming platforms. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.